Let's talk about the trades of the week. Now, before we can talk about this week's trades, we need to carry forward last Sunday's battle plan long that played out beautifully. It did end this week, which we will get to, but coming into this week from Friday, your stop is 5 points under the RTH low. And that's what this is representing here. This box is 5 points. And then it tells you at this point, you'd be up 130 points from that long. Plenty of room to carry your lotto runner into the weekend. Okay. If you're up 100 plus points, you typically can carry that into the weekend, no problem, if you're in a cash account or a prop account that allows you to do that. So this was Friday. You can see the day of the week here. And then as we rolled into Sunday, I published the battle plan and I map out the trades. You typically between 1 and 5 entries, they're all numbered. So you get a chart that shows you visually what I'm expecting. Sometimes there's notes on the chart, and then at microstrader.com at battle plan, you get some additional notes. So it's talking about the Sunday opening. If we open with an immediate push into this zone, which is here, I'm interested, but only if bulls show energy with clean laddering. If it's messy, I'm out. If the bulls mean business, this should hold though. So we were coming in. I was watching it with great interest, and then we go back up and make a new high here. And so for me, no trade, move on. This trade is still valid until it executes, unless I give specific rules of when it's invalidated. I did not give any specific rules here when it's invalidated. So this arrow here, let's do this. I'm going to duplicate this over. You push it over, and now this trade still exists here. We finally made it down into this range where I'm interested in trading. I like the bottom here, and I like here. This is where I'm interested in gauging in price. And as you can tell, it came to the first one, had a nice short covering there into the close. Then when we opened up, I'm still kind of looking for this trade. I'm hoping we come down here one more time, maybe come a little bit lower, and then allow me to get long. This was just slop fest nothing. So there was no entry for me, but this still played out really well. If you carry it forward, you can see that the entire area where I expect the bulls to be, and that's the whole point of the battle plan. Great bulls know where the bears are, and great bears know where the bulls are, right? And so that trade still played out well. It just didn't quite give me my exact entry I'm interested in. Can I enter this trade the final minutes of the day? I usually don't. Could you? Sure. Know where you're wrong and get out. Your entry model is your entry model. Okay. I'm just showing where the bulls are and where the bears are with the battle plan. Monday night's battle plan was posted for this area here, and the next day, none of those trades played out, so nothing to really examine. And then Tuesday, on Tuesday I'm live on Zoom, of course, every day, and then on Tuesdays I'm live on YouTube. You can go back and look at that for Tuesday's live. As you can see his little arrow here, I'm going to move him over here because that's where he was when we traded. Drew this out while we were trading live. We got long, and I gave 3 targets that I wanted to be hit if you were in this trade. And if you used our 3 contract system, you were still long. That's what this arrow is showing. You're still long. And we finally made it all the way up to target number 3, where I had a mapped out short. Once again, great bulls know where the bears are, and great bears know where the bulls are. And I was in this trade for sure. So we do map out longs, we do map out shorts. But when the bulls control, you better expect that dominantly we are in the bull category looking for longs, hopefully in all the right places. And then on the Wednesday battle plan, published Wednesday, hopefully before the ETH session opens. This was trade idea number 2. The notes that were included. Careful with fresh longs this high in the move. I like the deeper part of this pathing. I need to see a move back with a vengeance. So from here to here is where I'm expecting the bulls to reside. So we've got this candle, and where were the bulls? Exactly where we drew them out to be. If you were live with us on Zoom, you can do that by being a battle plan member that includes the Zoom, or being a full member. we went long here and did very well. Once again, we're in the zone of where we're expecting there to be a reaction. I cannot trade the news candle. I'm not doing that in my cash account. No, thank you. But can I get back in on the laddering sequence at my battle plan location? You betcha. You betcha. And then Thursday night battle plan. This was trade idea number one. That is not the importance, by the way. Number one is not the importance. Number one, I'm just numbering them in a visual order. So when you see the battle plan, number one will be the highest trade up here, right? And then number two is here, number three here, number four here, number five here. They're in a visual order, not in an order of importance. I need to make sure I put that in the notes. So made a special note here for this trade number one. And in the notes up here, possible short if we run above the RTH high, which we did. I went over this yesterday video as a bonus. Dow snags its all-time high, which it did. We slammed back inside of the range. It did. And this was our short. And it was a very nice trade. So now let's conclude last Sunday's trade. Low is here. Then you're going to move this back to here. 5 points above there. Let me turn on the magnet tool. That way it's as accurate as I can get it. Session, new low. You move it here. And let's go ahead and expand. Well, that's why you don't want the magnet tool. Let's expand this to here. So you're up 150 points at this time. Then you're going to move your stop up to here below the most current RTH session. We're going to move this up. So you're up 200 points. Now, this is where it would have got you. Now, you're up 215 points right here. -5, you're out by strict rules. If you're up 215 points, would you have given it the full where you maintained your 200? Would you have done that? We're talking out loud here because you can do anything you want when you're up 200 points. So ideally, 5 points underneath, it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. Because one day this thing's going to come back in, right? Let's just pretend now. So you would have finished up 215 points. Cool. If you're up 215 points, would you have moved it back down and said, you know what? I am willing to allow 200 pointer. Because if you go back and look at our battle plan that I published that night, you will know that there was a new entry in here. So let's just play this out now. So let's say that you would have maintained your 200 points. And then you got that big up move there. You could still be in this trade up 200 points. Or you could have said, you know what? There's two RTH lows here. I'm going to move it -5. All three are right here. So maybe you kept it there at the 200. But this trade officially concluded as it relates to the battle.
Get tomorrow's trades tonight at microstrader.com and click Battle Plan.